week. James Armstrong joins us, Mississippi State soccer, perhaps the only Burnley fan in the state of Mississippi. That's a conversation for another day. Coach, good to talk to you as always. And, every coach, when they start a season, they set goals in their mind. They talk about what they want this team to be. What did you think about this team when your season began?
Well, we knew we returned a lot of experience and a lot of talent. We felt that they had learned a lot from the previous experience of, a couple of double NCAA runs. Just looking at it, there was a hunger throughout spring. Obviously, we got to go on that awesome international trip, which was a great bonding experience for the new players as well. So we honestly felt that it was the most talent we'd had, the closest group we've had. So now it's just a matter of could we put it all together, which thankfully we've managed to do so far.
Are you at the point this season where when another team scores on you that you're genuinely surprised?
I wish that was the feeling I had when teams score. Surprise is not one of those feelings, but no, in all seriousness, the girls have done a fantastic job along with the coaching staff, Coach Drago and Coach Nick Zimmerman. Put a great defensive scheme together. The girls have bought into it. It's not just Maddie Anderson in goal or the back four or the back three, depending on what formation we're playing. It's a total team effort, and it's really remarkable. We actually set the record for the least amount of goals ever conceded in an SEC season, which is something we'll be proud of. But South Carolina last night caused us a few too many problems. So just like always, we've got to get better if we want to continue this push into postseason.
So tactically, if we were going to put you on one of those masterclass videos, what are you doing defensively that's so successful? Is it your formation? I know you want to give a lot of credit to your players, but what are you doing tactically that's made it so difficult to score on this Mississippi State team?
Well, I think first off, having the coaching staff that we have, and the intelligence that they bring, and the hard work in every single scout. We have a good idea of what the opposition would like to do against us, regardless of what formation we're in. So they put a really good scout report together. And then all the coaches that I have are really good teachers, right? So we do it in the classroom, and then we do it on the training field as well from that standpoint. But we're fit, we're aggressive, and we never give up. I think that's a big part of it, right? We say that soccer is a running game. So if you can't get around the field defensively, you're going to struggle a little bit. Or if you don't have the toughness in the tackle, etc., then you're also going to struggle. So that's a big part of it. But just understanding the roles and responsibilities. We like to get pressure on the ball higher up the field. We like to have a good idea of where we want to force opponents and where we feel like we can trap them and press in certain pockets. So, it's a little bit of a mixture of all sorts. But you got to give credit to the coaching staff, but most importantly the players and the physical levels that they're able to do day in, day out. Obviously playing 3 games in 10 days is ridiculous, but that's what we've managed to get on the back end of now, and we get a little bit of a break before the SEC tournament.
You mentioned going back 4 to back 3. Are you in on this new inverted fullback trend that everybody's doing? Are you bringing your fullbacks into the midfield some?
Funny, if we go back to if we do play a 4-back, we're actually going to look at inverting one of the fullbacks moving forward to see what that looks like. We played a 4-back in the first half yesterday, and we didn't invert, and it didn't go great. So we went back to 3-back in the second half. And right now, I think that's what our players are most comfortable with. It's what they've played throughout the majority of the season. We just needed to look at a few different things with, losing a couple of key personnel to injuries in recent weeks.
I think, in every sport, if there's a certain player that if you have a great one, you're halfway to winning. In football, if you have a great quarterback, you're probably going to win a lot of games. In baseball, if you have a great, number one starter, you're going to win a lot of games. I think in soccer, if you have a great keeper, you're halfway there, and you have one in Maddie Anderson. What about her makes her so special? Everything.
And I don't mean that in a flippant manner. She started from the minute she stepped foot on campus. And like you said, goalkeeper is such a specialized position, and to do that so young is really difficult. And straight away, in the first 20 seconds of an opening game, it's during COVID, so we're playing Auburn away. and she had to face a free kick, and she tipped it, free kick from 20 yards and tipped it over the bar, and that's when we knew we had our starting goalkeeper. And we've never looked back. You know, she trains incredibly hard. She's always looking to see what she can improve. She's a great leader. She's a calming presence. She can make the big save. She can distribute. She tactically stays connected well with her back. So she really is an all-round goalkeeper, and we've been blessed and thankful to have her for the past 5 years. She's made a huge difference to this program.
I had a friend ask me, and you would probably know better, obviously, has she done enough this season to maybe get a look from the women's national team?
I think so. You know, I think right now the difficult part that some of those people need to maybe overlook is her size. You know, she's not the tallest of goalkeepers in the world, but they need to look at her spring, you know, and her vertical and her explosiveness and how clean she is technically. And I think if people, you know, start to really delve deep into that, there's not a better goalkeeper in the country, particularly in the college game.
What was the point this season where you were, you know, doing prep, doing scout, at practice, whatever, where it just kind of dawned on you, hey, we could win this. We could win this SEC championship?
Honestly, we played, you know, our only loss was to Wake Forest away from home, and it was a really good moment for us as a group, to be perfectly honest, because it allowed us to really buy into a certain tactical framework on both sides of the ball and just commit to it, you know. And so going into SEC play, starting, you know, Oklahoma's first ever SEC event, that was a really tough environment to go into, and just seeing the calmness of the girls was huge. And then, you know, we opened up at home to Texas and played great there. And then, you know, you just kind of kept rolling. I think we always felt we could win the SEC. There's no doubt about that. But I would say when we outplayed Arkansas at our place, and just seeing the hunger in the girls, they didn't get carried away by it. I think that's when we knew, hey, you know, we really do have something special here that you know, some great things may happen.
I know that every coach, when they get hired at Mississippi State, gets the talk from Dr. Keenum about how important it is to beat your in-state rival. You've gotten 5 straight over Ole Miss in the Magnolia Cup. We know what that rivalry is like on the field. What's it like on the pitch?
Well, super intense. You know, we told our girls going into that game, it's not just another game. Far from it. You know, it's bragging rights for 365 days a year. You know, the hatred in the rivalry is real. You know, we're playing for a trophy. Neither program had ever won it 5 times in a row. So we said to the girls, in terms of our fan base, you have a chance to create a legacy. They will remember that 5th Magnolia Cup in a row more than they will beating the number 1 team in the country. That I can guarantee you that. So, you know, Ole Miss were, you know, had a tough season. So we knew that we were going to get their best. They had to win to keep their season alive, and we couldn't lose for obvious reasons, but also for RPI purposes in terms of the NCAA tournament. So, you know, the game was just rough and tumble. It wasn't a pretty game. Tackles flying in all over the place, yellow cards, and so it was a dogfight for sure. And thankfully, we came out on top.
Only a couple of minutes left for the year, Coach. Is postseason play about to begin with the SEC tournament, and then on to the NCAA tournament. You'll be a host likely all the way through. What does this team have to improve on if they want to win a national title?
I think right now the biggest thing is just mentally and physically getting a little bit of rest. You know, it has been absolutely nonstop, and when you have so many emotional highs, that takes a toll as well. And there's a limited amount we can do in practice right now because of, you know, how fatigued everybody is. So the most important thing is to regroup, get reinvigorated, and then you know, we have a really good idea after last night, once again, of what we're going to commit to going into postseason. So we already wrote down on the board a list of things that we'll look at between now and Tuesday, and hopefully, obviously, we continue all the way through to the final on Sunday, and then we'll get a break before the NCAA tournament. Like you said, hopefully we will be at home, I'm sure, and that would be, you know, a game that following weekend. So hopefully we'll be able to get some rest then. But in the meantime, staying healthy is the biggest piece right now.
Coach, want to wish you a great amount of success in the coming weeks as you begin postseason play. If you win a national title, the first pint is on me.
Brilliant. I'll hold you to it.
All right. Coach James Armstrong, Mississippi.